right, guys, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. What's the thing that Hyundai just cannot figure out, and which kind of leaves a bad taste in people's mouth? So I'm going to preface this with saying that I've been accused of working for Hyundai, taking money from them to, just highly tout their products. And, there's no lying. I do absolutely love my Elantra N. There's no way to get around that, right? But I'm also not completely oblivious to what is the downfall, or what's holding Hyundai back. And so for me, it's definitely, no question about it, it is the dealership experience, network, whatever you want to call it. When you have to take this car into the dealership, you have to worry about, do they know what they're doing? Do they even know what this car is? And the prime example of this, and what I've experienced, actually, it was kind of a video that got me a lot of views when I first got this car, and that was my experience getting my oil changed at Hyundai. So in 2022, when this car was due for its first oil change after buying, I bought it in June of 2022, so this would have been later in 2022, I brought my car into the dealership that I bought my car from for its first complimentary oil change. And what should have been a very simple, swap the oil out and I'm in and out in 20 minutes, ended up being me trying to explain that they put the wrong weight oil in my car. So I don't remember if it was 0W20 or 5W20, but whatever they put in was not the 0W30 that the car was recommended or required to take, I guess you could say, because it's in the owner's manual that it's supposed to take 0W30. And so it was a battle between me and the service advisor, and the service advisor kept assuring me that everything would be fine. They're going to, so warranty the engine if anything happens. But as a car person, right, who wants to go to the dealership and have them put in something that is not being recommended in the owner's manual or on the oil filler cap itself? So after a big stink, they refused to change it. And what I did is I went home, I drained the oil, put in my own 0W30, and from that point on, never brought my car back to the dealership. So we are now approaching late 2025, and that was the only time my car ever went into the dealership. And I would love for it to be that way, that I never have to bring it into the dealership, but there is the high pressure fuel pump recall that I need to have done, even though my car's been totally fine and not affected by it. I still want to do the recall service for that. And I will need to have my DCT fluid changed in about 1,600 miles. I am not going to do that myself. I don't love changing transmission fluid anyways, and this one is even more complicated. So for the however many hundreds of dollars I need to pay the dealership to do it, I'd rather have them do it and at least definitely document that part of it. Have that in their records that I did the DCT change at 45,000 miles. It's also been over 3 years since the Elantra N has been introduced, and then the Veloster N goes all the way back to 2019, and that also is only supposed to use 0W30 oil. So with that said, Hyundai's big thing is their 100,000 mile warranty, 10-year, 100,000 mile. And obviously that's a fantastic selling, point of these cars. But be warned that you do have that warranty, but the dealership experience is going to be a whole different thing. Now, there is always an exception with that. And my dealership experience was isolated to the one dealership, the dealership I bought the car from. And I would like to say that, they're the only ones that do that kind of thing. But I have seen over and over and over, nearly every day on the Facebook groups or on the Reddit, the subreddit, there's someone that says, I brought my car in to get the oil change, complimentary oil change, and they put in the wrong weight oil. And, and we all have to say, yes, it was me too. I'm talking consistently all the time seeing this. So this is not just, the dealership that I bought the car from. This is a lot of dealerships in the Hyundai network. So I even saw someone yesterday say that they asked for the 0W30 to be put in before the oil change, and the dealership said that they'd actually have to pay for that oil to be put in their car, that they only, you know, give the free oil changes for the oil weight that they had. And you would think after, you know, obviously the engine problems that Hyundai had in the past with the Theta 2 and oil consumption, that oil would be like their number one thing that they talk to the dealership network about. Guys, oil is our big problem here. Let's make sure that we're using the correct oil in all our cars. But no, that has not been the case. We're 6 years past the intro of the Veloster N with this engine and requiring 0W30, and they still, in 2025, cannot figure it out. Just blows my mind. So there you go. I've ranted way too long. I've got someone going slow in front of me on this beautiful windy road, and I've just been ranting about how terrible Hyundai is. If you like working on your own cars, then you should get one, absolutely. If you're going to do your own oil changes, or you have someone that you trust that does oil changes, buy this car. You will not regret it. But if you are someone that is just wants a dealership to just do what they're supposed to do, and you don't ever have to worry about it, do not buy a Hyundai. Don't do it. It's not that car. So there you go. Sorry, more ranting. Till the next video, peace out.